Alright, I'm changing the description a bit. Alright. And it looks like we're good. Alright guys. What's up guys, it's Overkill and we're back with another video or stream. And in this stream, we are doing the trial for who killed Sayaka Maizono. We're gonna be doing evidence and seeing what we can find out. Continue off. Yes, we're ready. And we're at the red door where they said we needed to go to. Let me just go to here. Alright, this should be alright. So let's get this started. Yo! Like I said, most of this is voice acted. Most of this is voice cold YT, holy nut. Most of this is voice acted, so I'm not going to be reading a lot. However, this beginning 5 minutes, I'm going to be reading it. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
We're not the murderer. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There, we can all reveal the details of Makoto's... I'm not the killer, Taka. So they really are convinced I did it, but... Use code. Used code cold. I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided.
If the killer is flex,
I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
We're gonna get right into the action. I don't want to talk to everyone, let's just get right into the action. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed. Hey.
She knows we're scared. Everyone thinks we're the killer. Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case itself. If you don't understand, you'll never come to grips with the truth. Foreshadowing. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's death, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned trembling with anticipation towards the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator, but when I finally moved on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. You're going to be seeing this picture a lot of times, by the way. It's going to show people get less and less as time goes on, as people are dying. The steel box is sounded with heavy clumping sounds towards the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh!
Other than that, it is not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment. You have no idea how scary this is for these children. Obviously, to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. And there's the courtroom. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Getting close, it's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! Here we go. We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease into everyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. Here we go. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Alright, let's get this on the roll! Alright, so I could go over the evidence, but I'm probably gonna do that. I don't think I have any skills. Do I have skills? I do. Robot Jock. Increases your truth's billet rate of fire. Effective during the non-stop debate. So let's put this on, since we have skills. I might as well put them on. and increases damage to an opponent when a statement is destroyed. Bullet time battle, and that's it. Alright, so let's go over the evidence so we all are caught up. Monokuma File 1. The victim was Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. The death took place in the bathroom, and the cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen, and her right wrist appears to be fractured. I feel like we already know how that happened. Evidence of a struggle. There were a number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls in Makoto's room. That's the sword. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sword was found out of its sheath and on the floor in the middle of the room. The sword's handle was missing some of the gold coating, as was part of the blade, and that was found on Sayaka's wrist, so we're thinking that they hit the sword with the wrist. On the wrist. Replica sword's sheath. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sheath was found some distance from the sword itself, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. Which is weird because you don't see scratches on the sheath, you see it on the sword itself. Switching rooms. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room and she became frightened. Who do you guys think is the killer, by the way? Put it in the comments. Toolkit. This has been placed in Makoto's room before he arrived. It remains unopened, and there is no evidence of it ever having been used. All the other male students claim they haven't used theirs either. But still, someone used a toolkit to get the door open. Makoto's room's cleanliness. Not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. Sayaka's wrist, that's where the gold was found. Sayaka's wrist has been fractured and her wrist was glittery at the injury's location. In addition, her hands appear to be completely clean except for the index finger of her left hand, which has some blood on it. Dying message. Those are not numbers. You all know what that says. A series of numbers had been written in blood on Makoto's bathroom walls 11037. Those are not numbers. It is assumed that Sayaka wrote those numbers while leaned up against the wall as she lay dying. Bathroom door frame. Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to not quite fitting right in the door frame properly. The only two people who knew this trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. Bathroom doorknob. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had all been partially or completely removed. Someone had used a toolkit. Dorm nameplate. The nameplates on the doors to Sayaka's and Makoto's rooms were apparently switched at some point. Kitchen knife set. A kitchen knife was missing. The kitchen in the dining hall has a set of kitchen knives. Apparently one of the knives had gone missing. Aoi's account. The knife from the kitchen went missing while Aoi was in the dining hall. Aoi swears that Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. Trash duty. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. The incinerator. The incinerator can be activated via a switch on the machine. Hifumi was on cleaning duty, and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator, it was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. The distance from the gate to the incinerator is roughly 30 feet. How could they have turned the incinerator on when the gates were down? You'll figure that out soon. Burnt shirt piece. A piece of burnt clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room. It is apparently part of a shirt cuff and has noticeable bloodstain on it. And finally, the shattered crystal ball. Shards of glass were found next to the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass ball would have fit comfortably in the palm of a person's hand. Apparently, Yasuhiro left the ball in the laundry room on accident so anyone could have come along and taken it. Alright, that's all the evidence. All the evidence, and we set our skills, so let's get this trial on the roll and find out Sayaka's killer. Voice action. Here we go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Alright, simple enough.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
What do you think?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Oh, come on. Alright, this person, Taka is kinda... Yeah, you know.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
They're the deceased, obviously.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
You have no idea how much I hate this person.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
Huh?
There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
How convenient.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I've noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Sure, for people who don't know. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets or your evidence to refute what they say. So you gotta basically find the lies. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Press the option buttons during these times. You can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, here we go. First on flip 3. Maybe seeing a lot of these. Evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Evidence of a struggle. She did resist to some extent.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Right.
A struggle? Between who and who?
The killer and Sayaka!
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
Thank you! Who else would it be?
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Right.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Right.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Byakuya is right, but he's also a bitch.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
A knife.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Because it is. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. It was a knife, right? A kitchen knife. Yeah, kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
We'll be listening to the whole argument.
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Right?
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon!
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Hold on, I feel like what I just heard is different from what I already know. It's a kitchen knife, it's not just some random knife.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon!
So the killer used some random...
No, that's wrong.
That's the Japanese
No.
version.
I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Exactly. So you know the thing came from the kitchen. Where else would it have been?
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sorta see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Sorta? It's a knife out of her stomach. It's not sorta, you can.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
Leon, your name was on the wall behind her, upside down, okay? You need to stop.
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Of course you say it's me. Of course you do.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
I don't know. Evidence? Not inferences?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
And this is why Kyoko's a good character.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Of course it won't.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Yes. She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debate. Sure, let's hear it. You can concentrate by holding the R1 button. I'm gonna try not to do that as much as possible. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. We'll try not to do that. It takes away from fun. Howie's account. The songs in this game are good.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
No, Aoi was there.
And then he went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Yes, then it's been decided. We've reached the end.
I didn't take the kitchen knife, and no matter how many times I repeat myself, you won't believe me. But there will only be some proof, which there is!
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
I know I can speed up the text, you just gotta remember how.
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
Aoi was there. No, Aoi was there. Aoi was there.
No, that's wrong! Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right?
Coco, be quiet.
Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness?
Ooh.
What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Don't say huh. You're making it seem like you didn't see anything.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So someone had to go through the dining hall. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah, that's exactly.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
She did not.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
You had to be more confident, Hina. You have to believe you more.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
There we go.
Then what about this?
What now?
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Oh.
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
To make a crime more easily done?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
What is the answer, Monokuma?
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
So no one would work together.
And there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices! accomplices in this case.
If you write yourself into a corner, just make the person making the game give you the answer.
Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
There we go.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
The killer.
Hina seems the obvious candidate.
Oh.
After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
Oh god.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
If she did take the knife, and she said she was in the dining hall, why would she say she was in the dining hall if she was the one that took the knife? That just raises more suspicion.
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
Oh shoot, Sakura.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
Sakura's the girl.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Oh, okay, so now they have alibis. Okay, but that's interesting.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
True.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
You're just dying to kill someone. To be honest, you're just trying to get someone killed.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
Alright, Chihiro is the person that I actually care about the most. She's... yeah.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Sakura's a girl.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Oh god, okay. Yeah, you're in trouble, Taka.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Thank you!
Well, because... they're not here anymore. Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
So Sayaka took the knife. Sayaka took the knife. So the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
So the victim herself took the knife, probably for self-defense.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Huh?
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
She was probably just scared.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Sayaka took the knife.
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
That's what you want to believe, but honestly it seems the most plausible.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
That's what it's bringing us to.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Oh! Shit.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
Toko!
No, you're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Oh my god. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer.
Thank you.
Wouldn't you say?
Kyoko. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to die right now.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering.
What's that?
And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
What did they do?
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Hair? You first hang against Gambit, sure. Because the lint roller, right? If it was lint roller, they probably... Yeah, it's hair. As things advance further on a class trial, the Hangman Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and then press the triangle button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to influence gauge. If the gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck can have fun. Alright. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. It's hair. Right? The lint roller. They said it earlier. H-A-I... Yeah, hair. Hair. Alright. Now we need R. Alright, that was easy. That was extremely easy.
Now I understand!
Easy.
That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor!
Because of the lint roller, the killer used it.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
That's what that would mean.
Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room?
Good point.
It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
Good point.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
If they were going to remove the trace that Sayaka has ever been there, you have to do something about the body in the bathroom, you know, the one on the floor with the blood all around it. You can't just remove hair.
That makes sense, does it not?
No.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Thank you.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true!
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
It was to remove the hair of the killer.
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Exactly.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Well, it can't be Makoto.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Thank you.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
I mean, evidence is evidence, Taka.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Ooh.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Same here.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
What do you mean?
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Correct.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
Yes, because the doorknob was almost completely off the hinges.
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes, it was the doorknob, right? The killer struggled with getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proved it is, it's the broken doorknob, right? Bathroom door frame or the doorknob? It's the doorknob, right? Yeah.
I got it!
There we go.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
You know, the thing that you need to do to open a door? You know, the thing that you hold and twist and pull. That doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
It means they had trouble getting into the bathroom.
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob.
Right.
This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
I don't get where they're going at right now.
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
What are you getting at? Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? And also, sure, From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up, but no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. Alright? You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Alright, so some of them are going to be true, some of them are going to be false. Got it. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That's true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
They did.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, because
And
only
finally,
the girls' rooms have
the
locks.
culprit had Sayaka cornered.
Only the girls' rooms have
To
locks.
finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Only the girls' room's locked. They were in Makoto's room at the point. It's obviously my bathroom door wouldn't open, but the real reason for that is it's the door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the... because Sayaka had locked it.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Bathroom door frame. Only the girls' room.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Exactly.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
I said that sentence exactly how it was typed in here, and now I'm kind of surprised.
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you
I love
know,
his tone.
you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
I mean, if he didn't have that room, then there wouldn't be evidence for him that he wouldn't be the killer, so I think this is pretty lucky for him.
That's not lucky at all.
No, it is lucky, it is.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck.
Right.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
If they were in Makoto's room...
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
No, because the nameplates were switched.
The killer
so
could
they
easily
were
make
in
that mistake,
Sayaka's room.
thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
They switched the nameplates. One important detail. Something the killer didn't know. For some reason, they were convinced the door was locked, which means the important detail the killer didn't know was that the crime took place in my room.
I got it!
They didn't know that.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
No, because they switched the nameplates.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms.
Correct, because the nameplates were switched on the door.
Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom.
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
Right.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
They literally just had to pull the door up and then pull it.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Right.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
Exactly.
Right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Which is not Makoto.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Thank you. Toko is the one that's been dragging herself around in circles saying that I did it, I'm the killer, ah.
Okay, then who did do it?
We're figuring that out, Mondo.
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
I hate you.
But
And it's funny, though.
what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Then we all die.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
No.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
You're all gonna die if you don't start thinking right now.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Let's hear this question, Hina.
Oh, you.
Damn. Oh. You.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's what we've been wondering, since Sayaka was too scared to let them in, and she didn't drop the key, so we don't know what happened.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
Because Sayaka never left her room.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
The locks are all unpickable. It was said on the note when we first got into our own rooms.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Right.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
Which is?
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
But Sayaka was too scared to do that.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
The reason there's no way Sayaka invited her killer into the room, I already have the answer. Because they switched rooms in the first place. If they switched rooms in the first place, they wouldn't let anyone in. That's obvious answer.
I got it!
There, yeah.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Ooh! Okay, I didn't think about that. Pumpkin and Pyro, hey, sup, bruh? We're getting into the climax of the trial.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
To be honest, what if she was trying to kill someone?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to... There's something I want to talk to you about, just this two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
And it says Sayaka. It had Sayaka written in the bottom right corner.
And these are the words that appeared.
So Sayaka lied.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Sorry, but I gotta go. See ya. See ya, man. Thanks for popping in for even a second. It's fun.
Oh, and I should also mention...
Huh?
What happened?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
And it was Sayaka because it had that signature.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Of course you didn't. I swear, Sayaka is awesome. Not Sayaka, Kyoko. Then that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Okay, be quiet.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note?
What do you mean?
And honestly,
Obvious.
even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
I thought it was obvious that something did happen, though.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Not really, so can you shut up?
Very well then. Pay attention.
I hate you. Kind of a bitch. Alright, let's see what you want to say. You're on nameplates. The nameplates were switched. Right? That's what they want to say?
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
That's true.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, that's not
So
true.
in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
No.
It certainly would seem that way.
No. The reason the killer went to my room and not Sayaka's, despite what the note said, it must be because...
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
But in the note, it specifically... I see. So then they would have gone to Sayaka's...
Exactly.
Nope.
The room...
There we go.
No,
This is
it's
the
wrong.
nameplate, so it wouldn't end up on Makoto's room. That's what we gotta go for.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got... switched?
Yes, bitch, if you would have listened to me for a single second, you would have actually known about that.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name.
Correct.
And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
And who else could have done that but Sayaka herself?
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Exactly.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
It was Sayaka. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. It was Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
So they can come to the room that Sayaka was staying in and not Makoto's.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Yep.
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room.
Sayaka went in for the kill. That's what I'm assuming they're trying to say.
That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
No, yeah, that's what we've been saying this entire time, Taka.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
I thought that was obvious. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's continue. Let's continue.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Thank you.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yes, I think you're right. So basically, we gotta figure out what happened in the fight to see what happened with Sayaka.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yep.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
It had scratch marks, so of course it did.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because it has the glitter on her wrist. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because they had the glitter on her wrist. Yeah, Sayaka's wrist.
I got it!
There we go. Easy.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Yep.
Is that gold?
It is.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
Because the sword touched her wrist.
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
So, Sayaka was hit with the sword, which means the killer had the sword. And I know Sayaka didn't have the sword because she didn't have any gold on her palms. So Sayaka was the one holding the knife, and the killer went for the sword.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. Non-stop debate, sure, what is it? Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Yes? Are you gonna throw a wrench on the plan now? I'm scared. Starting with this next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. That's gonna be a problem, isn't it? I think it is. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spot to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. If you can press the L1 button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire, press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the L1 button and then use the left switch to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Our logic difficulty is already on mean, so we're going to be getting the most bullets out of anything. Good luck and have fun. So let's see. So, what are they trying to make us say? I'm guessing it's the sheath.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
No, because the sword had the sheath.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back.
No.
She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
No.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
No, because the sheath had marks on it. The sword was used first, and then the knife came afterwards. That's not true. Is that really the order of events? That leads to some unexplainable details. How the marks came
When
on
the
sheath.
fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
It started with the knife.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife?
Yep.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Yeah, Mondo.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Exactly.
If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
This is why he's my favorite character.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So the knife came first, and the sword came afterwards with the sheath still on. That's what we're going with right now.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
And we know who that is, don't we?
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
And we have evidence to go out because of her palms.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of the body that shows she never used the sword was her palms, because she never held it in the first place, although it was no glitter on her hand.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right?
Yep.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
Yep.
It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I just escaped a killer, what do I do? Oh, let's see, let me just wipe off the glitter from my hand as this person is trying to break down the door and stab me. But how does that sound?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
That's off some dirty issues.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because the water was off. It was at night.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh god.
Oh my.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Oh god, no. Leon the killer. Yeah, we know that already. 11037 my ass. I figured that out as soon as we saw those numbers.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have to be the one without the sword. That would be Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
And we already discussed.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka Maizono.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
She was the one that attacked first, and thus she tried to kill. That's the best we can get.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you.
That is a possibility, is it not?
Yep.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
You're starting to see, now you know why Kyoko was the one trying to say you need to figure this out on your own. Otherwise, you'll never come to terms with her death. You'll see this now.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
What do you mean?
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
Well, I mean, if you were being set up for murder, and then someone says that you did it, and your excuse was that you switched rooms, no one is going to understand why you switched rooms in the first place. It's just making you more suspicious, and make you seem like you're trying to come up with an excuse to not be killed.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Fair enough.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid, or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Yep.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
Makoto, you seriously need to... You need to realize that she wasn't an innocent person in all of this. Seriously.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
There's a time limit?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Yeah, that's important.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Thank you. Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues goes, there's nothing left. No, there's the dying message. You know, 11037. God, it's obvious. The dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, there isn't.
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
Wait, no, hold on. Yep, we got evidence. That's right, there is still a clue left that can lead us to who killed her. Sayaka left it behind, the dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong!
Of course you say there's no clues left.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
He doesn't know.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood.
I mean, to be
There
fair,
must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
To be fair, this game does take place in Japan, so these kids probably don't know English lettering, so it does make sense that they don't that they see these as numbers and not a name. But if you're writing in numbers, no one writes numbers like this. No one writes a 7 or a 3 like that. No one does.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
You're really trying to defer. We know who did it. It's the blood. Her left index finger had blood on it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it.
Yep.
That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still...
But still what?
What the heck do those numbers mean?
Oh my god!
11037?
It's Leon! Do you not see the faint line between those two quote-unquote number ones? It's an N.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right?
Oh my god.
You should know all about numbers and shit.
Oh my god.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
I'm a programmer too, and there's literally no reason to think that those are numbers in the first place.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
Oh my god.
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
They're letters.
Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Yes, they look like an N.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Thank you.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Come on, we got this. This isn't that hard.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Don't be idiots. If you see one of them as a letter, you can't just assume that the rest of them are still numbers. Don't be idiots. Come on. Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know. Come on.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Thank you! Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something. Come on.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Leon at this very moment is shaking in fear.
Huh? So, whose name did she write?
Leon. Sayaka's dying message reveals the killer's name. Leon Kuwata. Hello there.
Here's my answer.
Leon, killer.
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
There we go, guys. There we go.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
Sure, just a coincidence.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
It's random squiggles. How convenient.
No, it's not random at all.
Yep.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
That's how it works.
And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped.
It's true, try it.
Try it for yourself if you want.
Yep.
Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me.
It's logic, Leon.
I'm the killer?
Yep.
You can't just go and say shit like that.
It's true, though.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Oh.
Huh?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The incinerator. The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of, I know what it was. It was the, it was the burnt piece, right? That has to be it. Right? I'm pretty sure that's it. It was the burnt shirt piece.
I got it!
Yeah, alright.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
Yeah.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
Leon.
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
I mean, he is wearing a white button-up.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
But all the evidence points to him.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, what the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible, how it was disposed of.
I got it!
How it was able to get into the incinerator.
If we look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
What are you... Oh, he's trying to set up Hifumi.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
He's trying to set up Hifumi. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty, and that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. It's the ball, right? He threw it. He threw it through the gate. Yeah, the shattered crystal ball. He threw it.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
You don't have to get close.
Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
You don't have to get
so
close.
the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
Is it really impossible to have destroyed evidence without the trash room key? No, I'm sure there was another way. It was the crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, you don't. He threw it.
No, that's wrong.
He threw the crystal ball and he hit the incinerator.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
Let's hear it.
But if you can't get past
We
the
know
gate,
how it did, though.
you
We know
couldn't
what it is.
possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
We know exactly what they did.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
It's a crystal, quote-unquote, crystal ball.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was they threw it.
I got it!
And then the ultimate baseball
The
card.
killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Exactly.
Someone through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. I'm pretty certain it was locked last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
You're the killer.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room.
It's true, otherwise they would have turned off the incinerator, they would have thrown the crystal ball and the shirt piece in there, they would have more care in cleaning up the crime scene.
The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
Yep.
The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small.
No, because you're the ultimate baseball star.
Could someone really do that?
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
No, you're the ultimate baseball star, Leon.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
the ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
Get him!
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer!
Yes, you are.
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
The incident?
And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Here we go. The closing argument is about to begin. Sure, let's hear it. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In the phrase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Here we go. Closing argument. Okay, this is cool. Alright. So these are panels we can choose from. Okay. So Sayaka invited him into the room. Sayaka was preparing to kill him. And then the killer notices Sayaka. Sayaka attacks the killer. Sayaka attacks the killer. He notices the sword behind him. Right here, Sayaka attacks the killer. And then finds the sword behind him. Sayaka goes in to stab him, however, he defends himself with a knife. No, he defends himself with the sword. The sword gets scratched in the fight. And then he raises the sword and hits her wrist, which causes her wrist to be broken. That looks right, that looks right. Or does he drop the knife? No, the drop the knife is right there, it's right here. So they drop the knife. And then she runs into the bathroom to try and hide. This music is good. She runs into the bathroom to try and hide, but the door is stuck. So Sayaka is trapped in the bathroom, and then the killer, he breaks into the door. He breaks into the room. He breaks into the room with a screwdriver. And then he goes into the room, stabs Sayaka. After they stab Sayaka, Sayaka writes the dying message behind her in her own blood. And then Sayaka is down, she dies, and then after that, the killer leaves, and he takes the lint roller, uses the lint roller to take off all the hair. He then goes to the trash room, takes the crystal ball he has in his hand, and then he throws it to the incinerator roars to life, and then he balls up the shirt, and then he throws the shirt as well. However, the shirt burned off, and they're left with a piece of fabric left on the shirt. That looks right. Alright, this looks right. I think we're good. Let's reenact it.
Here's exactly what happened.
Here we go. Case.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
We got that right. Alright.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for.
I'm not gonna be talking in the closing argument, so you can all get a feel for what's happening.
They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
It's Leon.
Isn't that right, Leon?
I swear they said, "Isn't that right, Leon?" like 4
It would
times.
appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
I mean, we literally just gave you a bunch of evidence in the past hour and a half, so...
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
We literally have a bunch of evidence right now, so...
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence?
The toolkit? I have the evidence. The first bullet time battle is about to begin, sure. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB-BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press the X button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you will start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. So it's like a rhythm game. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get it into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so is the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the triangle button to shoot it down with a truth bullet like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Here we go!
When the killer broke the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. So what did the killer use?
The toolkit. Their own toolkit. What did the killer use to take apart the doorknob?
I refuse to acknowledge you!
Here we go.
You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Here we go! Final bullet time battle for the first trial.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie!
Easy.
Where's your proof?
Okay.
This should prove it.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
So they didn't even check.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Their very own toolkit.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Ooh, I lost it isn't an excuse. Oh my god, nice.
Stupid.
You did it, Leon.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
You had to do it, Leon. You just had to do it. We got A's on everything, I assume. Yep. We got 98 mana coins. Cool. Ooh, I got trophies. Cool.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
Yep.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection.
I got some trophies. That's what that thing in the corner is.
Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Oh god.
Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Let's see it. Leon Kuwata. Uh-oh, looks like he got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata. Damn, Leon, you just had to do it.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really? Don't leave the stream just yet. We still got a punishment to attend to. Kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed. I mean, he has a point.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this. Yeah, Sayaka did choose him out of everyone else randomly, it's true.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
Damn.
Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? It's honestly sad. Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, and that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. You have to face the truth, but even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. The motive. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. Honestly, it's true. Sayaka was panicking way too often in the beginning, as we saw. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
Can't afford to be stuck in here. You have to feel bad for her to some extent. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean, even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So, when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me.
She was
lying.
I
need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, you try and kill someone just because of those relationships?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew!
I understand, really do. Yup. You're in utter despair, thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Sayaka, stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that? All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
Kyoko doesn't want anyone else to die meaningless deaths. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. It's clearly avoided punishment you did.
Yes, indeed!
Now then, since you've so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the last trial, the Blackened, Leon Kuwata, will receive his punishment. You know what that means. He's about to die.
Punishment? You mean execution?
You're about to be executed.
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her. Lee is about to die.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? I know exactly what she's going to say. When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toothpick? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room, and you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing. She has a very valid point. But you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to murder?
So, that's why...
No, that's not. It's true. She has a point. Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh!
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I didn't intend on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him, Monokuma.
Huh?
What? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. You shouldn't be fighting each other. You should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there is nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more important.
Chills! Chills!
Everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you! Please! Don't do this!
You gotta feel sorry for him. This is honestly really sad.
Hey! Come on now!
No more begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it. This is honestly really sad.
Stop! Please!
This is honestly sad.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
I feel bad for Leon. He was set up as the killer. If Sayaka didn't come for him, none of this would have happened, but to be honest, he could have stopped his actions. But I honestly do have to feel bad for him.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
It's honest, god damn. This is sad. It is.
No!
Damn it, Leon. Game over. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. There we go. Oh god. Execution scenes are brutal. Oh! Oh god damn. That in the cage? Oh no. Oh no. And we're watching it too. Oh god. The 1,000 blows. Oh god. Oh god. This is brutal. Rest in peace, Leon. But goddamn those. Damn it. What we saw. That was the true face of despair. Leon just got executed. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, that adrenaline is something right out of control. Oh god. What's going on?
I can't take it.
Anymore. You gotta feel bad for all these kids. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. God damn, Monicum is evil.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
Piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. That's what she said. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets in the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't free of the outside world. Being trapped in this same place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
Foreshadowing. What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before. What do you think?
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to us? Referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. God damn it. And just like that, he was gone. He's left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. God damn it. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. I feel bad for all these children. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? What happened? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? This is sad. I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? She had this whole case figured out before we even came here. The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even until the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. How do you know that? She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. Huh?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone, or to save you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all of this? She wants to comfort you. Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Aww. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such desperate situations. Move past their deaths? Yup. You don't want to move past your deaths, you want to remember them forever. That's... I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. He's a noble man, so instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard route. But I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well. I'm psychic. Oh, okay, that's adorable.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. That's sad. Chapter 1, to survive. The end. Surviving students, 15 to 12. Junko, Sayaka, and Leon are all dead. To be continued. Oh god, okay. We received the Despair Bat. That's honestly dark as hell. Let's save it right here. And we got a trophy, so we'll just save it right in the chapter 5 slot. And to be honest, that is where we are going to be ending our stream for right now. We completed the trial, and right now we are in chapter 2. Our next stream will be continuing on our daily life with chapter 2. And we'll be seeing what's going to be happening with Makoto after the deaths of 3 of his friends. That's dark to say, but it's what the game is. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Overkiller.